Extra innings here in Chicago. Let's check in on the action. Boston at Oakland, and we got a no-hitter watch going, Ronnie.
Wow.
Eduardo Rodriguez, top of the 8th inning. Red Sox A's are scoreless right now.
You know, Brian, we said that in the open, that Red Sox pitching is starting to come in line. Porcello got his 19th win last night. David Price 5-0 in his last 5 starts, and now the left-hander Rodriguez with a no-hitter through 6 2/3.
You know, Rodriguez is a guy that has only 2 wins this year, but he can be as nasty as anyone for the Red Sox. You see the changes, and most notable is the fact that Joe Nathan, the former Cub as of this year, is on the mound for the Giants. A 6th rounder, 1995. He and Ryan Vogelsong came up together with the Giants. Full circle for Joe Nathan. Miguel Montero will pinch hit for the Cubs.
Sporting the number 74 is Joe Nathan. Doing something that you don't usually see guys at his age at 41 coming back from Tommy John. Admirable.
Former All-Star closer. Had some great years with the Minnesota Twins. Montero fouls it away. He only pitched in 3 games with the Cubs this year. He only pitched in 2 full innings and did not give up a run. He was a bit of a stopgap while they had some injuries in their bullpen. And when they had to fill up their roster, then he was the odd man out. Very similar spot for the Giants here, where they've got some injuries. They have players coming back, specifically Derek Law. As Montero sends one in the air to left, the wind is blowing, taking Hernandez just in front of the ivy. Boy, that ball really carried. We've seen a lot of fly balls get knocked down, but that one, maybe because of the new scoreboard in left center, had a little extra carry on it.
Well, that's what Joe Madden was telling us before the game. He said that if you can keep it in front of the scoreboard, the ball will carry a little bit.
Now Nathan will face Dexter Fowler. 12th inning from Wrigley. Cubs tied it in the bottom of the 9th. Nathan appearing in just his 4th game. His first 3 outings were as a member of the Cubs. Now he's then down in the minor leagues pitching. 4th big league game. First with the Giants.
You know, just a guy that you have to kind of tear the uniform off of, right? Went down to the minor leagues at his age to do it one more time.
Fowler in the air. Shallow left. Crawford's out. Hernandez is in. And there is the 2nd out. 2 outs in the air for Joe Nathan.
Hernandez is trying to set a record, the most putouts for a left fielder after coming in and being a defensive replacement.
Yes, I'm with you on that. He's had a lot of activity out there, right? Let's see. I got 4 right now for him. Now here's Chris Bryant with Chris Cross booming in the background on the sound system. Hit by a pitch. Had a single earlier today. 1 out of 4 is Bryant, and a wave and a miss.
Good slider from Nathan. You mentioned that neither Bryant or Rizzo has a walk-off home run this year, but Bryant had 2 of them last year. First rookie to ever do that for the Cubbies. I was just thinking as Bryant's there in the batter's box, Posey as the catcher. Bryant trying to take that same arc as Posey's done. Rookie of the year, maybe an MVP, World Series in the future.
Yeah, he'd love the 3 things that Posey holds, those 3 World Series title rings. And he's been an MVP of a World Series as well. Wave and a foul, and Bryant Down on the count now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 of them are represented there. They've won 3 of the last 5. The 41-year-old Joe Nathan in his first appearance as a Giant with the game on the line against the 24-year-old Chris Bryant. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Count stays at 1-2. Maybe, just maybe, that Joe Nathan's number 74 is because he was born in 1974. You buying that?
I like that.
Why else would you choose 74? There are a lot of numbers to choose from when you start getting into the 70s.
I like him taking that number. He's owning it. Even at my age, I'm still out here pitching.
That's right, boys.
That was too good of a pitch, and he and Posey are talking about the next one they're going to deliver to Bryant. We talked about Chris Bryant, how he's gotten better with 2 strikes last year. Hit 151 with 2 strikes, 8 home runs, 12 home runs this year, batting .230. Way above league average with that .230 average.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Joe Nathan trying to get this one to the 13th inning. And Bryant, a swing and a miss. The ball pops out of the middle of Posey. Bryant turns and walks toward the dugout, and the inning is over. How about that? Joe Nathan is back with the Giants, folks, and just put up a 1-2-3 inning. Oh.
If the virus is mutated, we're looking at another pandemic.
Welcome to Asia, the man who saved the world.
It's one thing to come home with the cure. It's another to take on the rest of the world.
He needs help!
Grab the Heyward.
We just refuse to die.
Get down!
Dying's never been a part of my plan.
The Last Ship, all new tonight at 9 on TNT, and watch anytime on demand.
Welcome to Honda.
Thank you.
Head over heels, where should I go? Can't stop myself, out of control. Head over heels, no time to think. Looks like the whole world's out of sync.
So you like it?
I do.
Now is the moment to get the Honda CR-V you love, the best-selling SUV in America, at the Honda Summer Clearance Event, going on now.
Show me what you got, show me what you got, show me what you got.
Introducing the only lemon lime soda with a twist of real juice. New Mist Twist.
Let's twist.
Insist on the twist.
Let's twist.
What happens when a classic Philly sandwich meets the DQ oven? You get fire roasted, steak loaded, oven hot, basil cheese focaccia Philly fandom. DQ Bakes new artisan style Philly, hot and melty on basil cheese focaccia bread. Only at your DQ.
Game break. Let's check in on the action in Los Angeles. And the red hot Yasmani Grandal keeps it going. 7th inning. The Dodgers have taken the lead 5-4 over the Padres. Grandal plates Puig. And the Dodgers, who lead the National League West by 2 games over the Giants, have a lead late at home against San Diego. Here in Chicago at Wrigley, Giants let a 9th inning lead get away. Key RBI single by Jason Heyward tied it in the 9th. And now as we go to the 13th inning, Trevor Cahill is on the mound for Chicago.
Well, Cahill, who's a former starting pitcher, can give you some length, or give Joe Madden and the Cubs some length. Good changeup first pitch there by Cahill.
See the numbers for Cahill, who made a start earlier this year and pitched well. They sent Cahill down, had a little bit of a knee injury, but it was very minor. But Cahill went to the minor leagues for 6 rehab starts as they traded Warren to the Yankees for Aroldis Chapman, one of the players part of that deal. They lost their long man and their 6th starter. Then they acquired Montgomery. So Joe Madden always trying to search for insurance with the starting core.
You know, maybe they envisioned Cahill to be the pitcher that would be the 6th starter, but Mike Montgomery got that role.
Cahill can certainly give you multiple innings if you need it. Giants have the top of their order up. Span, Panic, Posey coming up for San Francisco. Now these two teams will have quick turnarounds, as will most in the major leagues tomorrow. So you got a Labor Day holiday tomorrow, which means a ton of day games in the big leagues tomorrow. Not that they're necessarily thinking about this right now, but I'm sure it crosses your mind. It's a quick turnaround for the Cubs. They'll play a noon game here local against Milwaukee in Milwaukee, so they've got to travel tonight. And then the Giants will travel to Colorado. That'll be a 2 o'clock Mountain Time start. Matt Moore scheduled to pitch tomorrow for the Giants. Cubs will have the NL ERA leader Kyle Hendricks on the mound tomorrow in Milwaukee. Full count to Span. Giants need a base runner. Giants have just 4 hits in this game. As you see the schedule, 2 more series on this road trip, and then the schedule turns more friendly for San Francisco. Bouncer to Rizzo, and there is out number 1.
It's almost like the Giants feel like they got to get through this road trip, stay close enough to the Dodgers that they can decide their own fate with the 6 remaining games.
And all 6 of those games are in the final 2 weeks of the season, including the last series. Giants are 2 back right now. Giants still clear in the wild card race as Panic on the first pitch rolls to Baez. 2 quick outs for the ground ball specialist Trevor Cahill.
And we mentioned before, Clayton Kershaw pitched in Rancho Cucamonga last night. He's going to make 5 starts probably down the stretch for the Dodgers. 2 of those will be against the Giants in those 6 remaining games.
Buster Posey now with 2 away. If there was ever a time for Posey to break out of a home run slump, it would be now if you're a Giants fan. Does have a home run in his career against Cahill, and good numbers against Cahill overall. He's 7 for 20 lifetime. A .350 hitter against this pitcher. Posey, a shot to second on a hop. Baez. Cahill, 3 ground ball outs. He holds serve for the Cubs. We're still tied at 2. Bottom of the 13th coming up.
Cricket's got you covered like a blanket on a pig. Our plans cost little and our network is big. Like a great big gorilla in a pompadour wig. Great is great when big is big. You can text and like and swipe and stream. It's a great big network of your great big dreams. It's a obvious call. It's the great big network sending love to us all.
In banking and baseball, you have to stay alert. With my Bank of America mobile banking app, I can select alerts that notify me when unusual activity is detected on my credit and debit cards. I used to play when I was younger. I love the outfield. All that green grass. Until the championship and the inside the park home run. Sure could have used an alert then. I missed lunch that day.
Introducing new Mist Twist, the only lemon lime soda with a twist of real juice. It's a crisp, refreshing twist on lemon lime. Insist on the twist.
Seize the day in style. Right now at Men's Warehouse, buy one get one free on most suits, sport coats, pants, dress shirts, sportswear, and ties. Plus take 30% off all shoes. Men's Warehouse. Rise to the occasion.
Well, let's take you back to the bottom of the 9th inning. The reason why we are in the 13th now. It started with a doubled down the line by Addison Russell. Stand-up double to start the inning off Casilla. Then a wild pitch gets the runner to third. Infield in. Jason Heyward delivers before there was an out recorded. The Cubs tied it up in the bottom of the ninth. Heyward has had a couple of big moments in this game. 2 hits, 2 RBIs. And here we are in the bottom of the 13th inning. The Cubs and the Giants still tied up as Bruce Bochy goes to yet another left-hander, one of his 6 available, Matt Reynolds. The 31-year-old is on to pitch to Anthony Rizzo to start the 13th inning.
Reynolds has some time with the Colorado Rockies and a couple of stints now with the San Francisco Giants. You ask yourself, how could you use 6 left-handers in a bullpen? Well, Bochy might try it tonight.
And a bender, he buckled the knees of Rizzo and gets the strike. 1 ball, 1 strike on Rizzo. Cubs started their homestand with a 13-inning win over the Pirates. They won the first 5 games of this homestand before losing yesterday to the Giants. Rizzo fights another one off foul. Matt Reynolds working quickly. Posey wants one upstairs. And Rizzo doesn't bite. Bochy calmly watched this one. He's made a ton of pitching changes. He's played matchups with Rizzo all game. He's had the left-handers out there after Cueto. And Rizzo into left field. That's going to fall. Base hit. Hernandez was so deep, guarding from the extra base hit. Rizzo able to dump one in front of him, and the Cubs put the potential winning run on.
Well, that's the thing that makes Rizzo such a special player. He doesn't give anything away to the left-handers. Chokes up on the bat. Good 2-strike approach. Dump that ball into left field for a base hit. When you play that deep, the thing that happens for a pitcher and a team is that you'll see a lot of those hits.
Zobrist not showing bunt. Takes a ball high. The switch hitter has walked twice in this game. Got robbed of a hit by Hunter Pence in the first inning. He drove one into the gap in right center. Pence ran it down. And right off the end of the bat, Belt scoops it up, races to the bag, and just beats him for the out. That'll work like a bunt, though. Rizzo advances on a 3 unassisted putout. And the Cubs have the potential winning run in scoring position now.
That was an interesting play by Belt because Belt chose to run to the base to get the out. All he had to do was run to the line and kind of tag Zobrist.
What if Reynolds got in his way there running?
He did. So it was a very close play. It's a hard place for a pitcher because that's what you're told is to cover first base.
Tell you, that was close. That close to first and second and nobody out. They're going to walk Russell here, and why wouldn't you? A great clutch hitter and a left-hander in Heyward coming up next. And Bochy does have activity in his bullpen with the power arm of Hunter Strickland. So you figure Reynolds is going to have one more batter to face, and then Strickland would come on to face Contreras if it gets that far. That run doesn't mean a thing to the Giants. Only one that matters is out at second base, and now the Giants set themselves up for a double play chance and a lefty on lefty matchup.
You know, what's interesting is that we've seen 4 or 5 times today Buster Posey has come to the mound and had those meetings. A lot of teams you'll see the pitching coach have to come out, but Posey's like the quarterback behind there. No need for Rigetti to go out there.
Only Yadier Molina, the Cardinals, has more reign with the pitchers than Posey does here with the Giants. So here we go, big spot. Reynolds against Heyward. And Posey spotted something out there. I think he's trying to position Span.
Well, he ran over there to tell Pence to come in. Span playing extremely shallow in center field. Now backing up just a little bit.
Giants are set up to turn 2. Heyward has 2 RBIs in this game. There's a strike.
What you have to do as an outfielder, you have to ask yourself this question: where do I have to play on a base hit that'll give me an opportunity to throw at the runner at home plate? That's really the question that you have to answer.
Yeah, Rizzo, a below average runner at second base. 1 gone in the inning. Up and in. 1 ball, 1 strike on Heyward. So one thing about September call-ups as well, you find yourself in some tight spots, high leverage moments when you get into games like these that go extra innings. Posey calmly puts the signs down. Heyward late fouls it away, and it's 1-2. Heyward, with runners in scoring position, has 2 hits. His hit in the 9th inning left the bat at 100 miles an hour, courtesy of StatCast, powered by Amazon. And that's the reason why we're still here. And that one dumped into shallow left center. It's down, a base hit. Rizzo around third, and he will score. And the Cubs win it. Jason Heyward with a walk-off single. The Cubs go 6-1 on their homestand. They won the opener over the Pirates in 13 innings. They win the final game of the homestand in 13 innings as well. And Jason Heyward with his 3rd hit of the game, a 2-out, 2-strike clutch base hit for Jason Heyward.
Driven in all the runs for the Cubs today. We were told that he was swinging the bat better than he was earlier in the year. We saw, of course, evidence of that with this game-winning hit. And for a year that's been very frustrating for the free agent, a little redemption here this afternoon.
He had a key 2-strike hit and an RBI in the 4th inning. That came with 2 outs. This one with 2 strikes and 1 out scores Rizzo. And the Cubs walk off the San Francisco Giants. The 6th walk-off of the season for the Chicago Cubs, and the 5th in the second half. And Heyward steps into the spotlight for this one. They hang the W at Wrigley. Cubs win 3-2 in 13. Back to wrap it up right after this.
Coming up on Look Famous People, we catch Flo the progressive girl at the supermarket buying cheese.
Scandal alert, Flo likes dairy.
Then right afterwards, we caught her riding shotgun with a mystery man.
Oh, yeah. Is this your chauffeur?
What? No, I was just showing him how easy it is to save with Snapshot from Progressive. You just plug it in and it gives you a rate based on your driving.
Does she have insurance for being boring? Laugh bigger.
In banking and baseball, you have to stay alert. With my Bank of America mobile banking app, I can select alerts that notify me when unusual activity is detected on my credit and debit cards. I used to play when I was younger. I love the outfield. All that green grass. Until the championship and the inside the park home run. Sure could have used an alert then. I had missed lunch that day.
This is the mountain, and this is mountain whiskey. Up here, it's just man and the mountain, and his tin cup. Tin Cup whiskey. Mountain Whiskey.
Seize the day in style. Right now at Men's Warehouse, buy one, get one free on most suits, sport coats, pants, dress shirts, sportswear, and ties. Plus take 30% off all shoes. Men's Warehouse. Rise to the occasion.
Man, Arby's chicken sandwiches have really let themselves go. They barely fit on the bun anymore. Someone should say something. Arby's, we have the meats.
Introducing new Mist Twist, the only lemon lime soda with a twist of real juice. It's a crisp, refreshing twist on lemon lime. Yes, twist. Insist on the twist. Yes, twist.
MLB on TBS is brought to you by Chevrolet, the most awarded car company 2 years in a row. By Arby's. Arby's, we have the meats. By Progressive Insurance. Step up to the plate for savings. Visit progressive.com. And by Sully, the untold story behind the miracle on the Hudson. From director Clint Eastwood in theaters September 9th.
Well, who knows what will happen come October, but the team that has the magic right now is the Chicago Cubs. They win it in 13 innings. Jason Heyward with his third RBI base hit of the game wins it for the Cubs over the Giants 3-2.
First walk-off hit since 2010 when he was with the Atlanta Braves. The Cubs team now has won 6 games when they're trailing after 8 innings.
Their 6th walk-off of the season, their 5th in the second half. Winning pitcher Trevor Cahill. And a game that lasted 4 hours 23 minutes ends on this one. The StatCast, powered by Amazon, with Anthony Rizzo chugging in at 17 miles an hour, scores the run that wins it for the Chicago Cubs. Great job, Ron. Always appreciate being with you. Good luck in the postseason and the rest of the season, my friend. Our final score today, the Cubs beat the Giants 3-2. Next Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern, it's the Red Sox and the Tigers. Coming up next on TBS in the East, it's the Muppets movie, and on the West, it's Seinfeld. For Ron Darling and the rest of our great crew, I'm Brian Anderson saying goodbye from Chicago. You've been watching MLB on TBS, your home for the 2016 American League postseason.